This is the Sports Porch, Black and Gold, with your hosts, the technical director, the Grand Schwabini, and Hockey Jesus. Come on, Pittsburgh. Let's show a little Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates love. The Sports Porch Black and Gold starts now. Yes, the Sports Porch Black and Gold. It does start now. We are live on YouTube and we are live on X, and this is a big show, probably the biggest show of the year. But I'm your technical director. This guy is the Grand Schwabini. I'm getting better with my finger pointing, and that guy right there is Hockey Jesus. And we want to thank you for being here. If you're new to the show, well, we talk all things Pittsburgh sports, man. There's a lot going down right now. Obviously tonight, going to be a lot of Steelers, a lot of NFL. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so at the Sports Porch Podcast on YouTube. Click the notifications button. You'll know we're live every night, Monday, every night, which is
Monday.
Well, every day feels like a Monday to me, to be honest with you. But 7 p.m. Eastern time, and after every Steelers game, and we got one more Steelers game to go at least.
At least.
And if you didn't catch our post-game show on Spotify or on the channel here, go back and watch it. We had quite a
it was an epic show.
It was an epic show, and we may have a single member of the cast.
We might have to start thinking about doing some sort of dating game.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
let me bring the audience up to speed.
Okay.
What these guys are talking about is after the show was done, most people just go to bed. Because it's 12:30 in the morning, and the right thing to do is go to bed. Well, of course, I've got to do some things for the show, just a few things for the show. I get that done. Well, in the middle of getting it done, I hear the door to my bedroom, which is right next to my studio.
I know that's a problem.
I heard it slam.
Oh,
I'm like, that's odd, because the cats can't close the door that hard.
Right.
Right.
It's not the cat, then it must be the wife.
Probably.
I was going to close the other door, but I opened up the other door because I shut the light off in the studio, and all I hear my wife say is, "Who the hell were you talking to?" That's for you, fans. I was talking to my fans. I said, we did a post show. She was like, "You never closed a damn door." And my wife never swears.
Yeah.
And she's like in the bed under the covers yelling at me, And I said, "No, I shut the door." "No, you didn't." I'm like, oh boy.
I didn't know.
Not only does my wife not yell, when she's in bed, she's asleep.
Right.
And she was so upset. I literally woke her up out of a dead sleep.
Well, I'm not surprised if you go back and watch last night's show. Steve was.
Yes, you went on a tirade about the microphone.
Yeah.
I did.
And you're worried about my damn microphone.
Yeah, I get a little animated, but that's what happens when the Steelers win the way they want.
Yeah.
You're going to get animated. So then, she didn't use the word divorce, but it felt like a divorce was going to happen this morning. But all is well in the DeFlitch household. There will be no divorce.
Good.
We kissed and made up, but I did get banned from watching the playoff game in my own house. So if you would like to watch the game with the Hockey Jesus, I need a big television somewhere. All I need are a couple Iron Cities. Yeah. Iron City lights. Maybe I'll just go. Maybe I'll go up to Creighton and watch the game with Double M.
Oh my God, we got you covered. We got you covered.
I need some coverage because that's what happened to me last night.
Yeah.
But no, we don't need to start looking at Tinder. I'm good. I'm good.
Tinder profile.
I was thinking about a reality show, The Yinzer Bachelor.
Oh God,
boy, that would be the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The Yinzer Bachelor,
right?
Or Bachelor Yins, something like that.
So no, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for worrying about.
You
me.
also have a consultant in your mix who's extremely experienced in the ways of separation, and
you have a good legal.
Good legal. Yeah, and I counseled you last night that it's got to escalate a little further than that.
Yeah, there was no hot coffee mugs being thrown.
Yeah,
at me, so.
Yeah.
I know when it gets.
I never
to that
said
level,
that. I deny I ever said that.
By the way,
when it gets to that level,
where has the counselor been?
Yeah,
it's like he disappeared.
I talked to the counselor today.
Yeah,
and you know what he did? He was at the game last night, of course.
Was he?
Yeah.
What did
he said? And he's been to a lot. He's been to a lot of games. He said, other than the 2 Super Bowls that he went to, actually went to 3 Super Bowls. This was by far and away the most amazing game he's ever been in.
That's very interesting.
Was he walking out before the field goal was missed?
So no, but I told him, that I shut it off and I didn't watch it. He said, after that happened, he said everybody in the stadium was standing up. Okay, first of all, everybody.
Yep.
Not just the lower bowl, which we've already heard about. He said everybody in the upper bowl was standing up the whole fourth quarter, and he said he had to sit down. He said he sat down and he just heard the loudest roar he ever heard in any game he's ever been to.
Yeah.
And he was like, he missed the kick. I can't believe he missed the kick.
So he sat down and didn't watch it, and you also turned it off and didn't watch it. And the Grant Schwabini and I, we had faith.
That's the reason. That's the reason they won. Because if I was watching, it would have went right through the middle.
Do you think it's really that bad?
Do you know what was
people have those superstitions?
Of course,
and honestly, I do follow those a little bit, because I did not watch that 4th down play either, where they got the touchdown. I was like, I just can't watch. I can't watch. I don't know what's going to happen. And the 4th down play where they did the tush push and they got on the 4th down too. I didn't watch. I just couldn't do it. But
the funny thing for me is
just couldn't do it.
What I've found is when things happen in games that are just completely ridiculous, I end up laughing.
Yeah.
I end up laughing. Like when the guy missed the kick, I'm like, he missed it. I'm like doing stuff like that, That's what I end up doing.
So get back to the counselor. The counselor was alive and well. He actually said, I should be going to the playoff game with him.
Nice.
And I said, nah, because I already turned it down. See, he was gonna buy me a ticket because I bought him some hockey tickets.
Some
HGA tickets is what I was going to say.
Hormone
HGA.
It's getting a little serious.
I think the Penguins are mine now.
Why are you turning down playoff tickets?
I just, you know what? I don't know why. I just every time I go to a playoff game, like the last one I went to, they got slaughtered.
Oh yeah.
And I can't handle that. Like,
it is really rough, isn't it?
It's I mean, it ruined my whole week. Like that game yesterday, I'm not kidding. I was physically sick during the game. And that hasn't happened to me in decades because normally the Steelers are not that important in my life, but something.
Give me a break. Did you just hear him say that? Normally the Steelers aren't that important.
I know what he's getting at.
Yeah. The older you get, you put things in better perspective.
Come on, but this show isn't about perspective.
Well,
this show is about the Steelers.
Clearly not.
Yeah, and I think it's obvious from the fact that you placed your studio right next to your marital bedroom and then left the door open and screamed your head off at midnight that
I did scream
the Steelers actually took precedent over the peaceful slumber of your own wife. So I would say that, I think your priorities are in order, but she obviously doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah, and she runs the house. So that means I'm either in the basement next time or I'm not there.
Yeah,
I'm opting for not there.
She was quietly molding you without you knowing it.
All right, listen,
She's
guys.
She's been doing that for 28 years.
Listen, I want to take this in a direction that leads us down a path towards these playoffs because we had a lot to talk about tonight. I do want to acknowledge some of our fans that are here with us right now. Mr. Tummy says, I'm shocked, Cotton. Is that a pat off track thing? I'm shocked.
No. I think I'm shocked was regarding me doing something.
Okay. And Mike Lawrence, who hopped on over to YouTube from Facebook. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Click that subscribe button if you're here. Sorry, I've not been the greatest Aaron Rodgers fan. However, they would not have won that game with anybody else under center. Yay, Aaron. Pat off track is saying that I don't know. Maybe
I lie.
You're lying
about my
28 years.
The fact that I'm not that affected by a Steeler win or loss.
Yeah, obviously you are. So you're at least affected by the in-game situations.
In-game situations are the worst. Yes.
So anyway, the Steelers take the crown with a 26-24 win over Baltimore. Rodgers to Metcalf is back for the playoffs. Actually, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Could beef them up a little bit.
They're a very big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, huge
thing.
It's a huge thing.
Huge.
Metcalf, great, incredible receiver. And we want your take. Okay, we want your take. We want to know. And I think this is going to be easy. What was the best moment or your favorite moment of a 10-7 regular season? Drop it in the comments. We'll read them live. Obviously, we've run a roller coaster. We've ridden a roller coaster this year, and that seems to be the case the last few years. And here we are again, heading back to the playoffs. Now, I will say that the vitriol towards Mike Tomlin this year seemed to get as bad as it's ever been.
It did.
It hit an all-time high.
It did.
Sure.
It did.
Right. So then we had that reel on Facebook that went out to almost 300,000 people where Schwaber was questioning if they lose and collapse, is that the perfect time to fire Tomlin? Would you rather lose and collapse or sneak into the playoffs? And
man, they were all over the place with those comments.
Well,
both sides.
And I gotta tell you, that word sneak, I chose that word because the Ravens missed a really simple kick to win that game. And look, great game.
You know what? It wasn't that simple. I did go back and look. It was 44.
Okay.
I mean, I think
44
when you typically look at kicker stats, they usually do it like, 20 to 29, 30 to 39.
39, right.
Anything under 40, it's almost like 100%. But once you start getting over 40, then misses happen.
Yeah,
well, of course.
That's true.
But what I'm saying, though, is that I don't think anybody thought that was going to be a miss. I mean,
no, you know who did? Did you see this?
I kind of did. What?
Rudolph did.
Did he?
Yeah. There's video footage. You can look it up where he turns to Aaron Rodgers because he was sitting beside him on the bench when they were sitting there. He said, "He's gonna miss."
Yeah.
You can't hear him clearly, but you could see his words. Gonna miss. You could see it.
Yeah.
Well,
I knew it.
I mean, I thought it was possible because he was a rookie. It's a lot of pressure to be under for the first time. And actually, you know what? Aaron Rodgers, I think, helped him a little bit. Had the Steelers had the timeout to ice him, I always think that actually works counter to what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like when you try to get iced, then what happens is the kicker goes over to Harbaugh and Harbaugh says something to him like, "Hey, it's just like any other kick, man." But he didn't have any time to think about anything and just kind of settle down. He just had to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
And he just went quick. And
when I was watching the replay for the first time, when he went backwards, normally they line up and they take steps backwards. He doesn't do that. He just kind of walked. He walked backwards, but he wasn't measuring his steps.
Right.
When he got to the back, that's when he did his sidewards, 2-step thing.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he missed it, and he knew why. He said he hit it too light, which means they like to hit the fourth chord on the grip. If you hit the fourth chord on the grip, it goes perfectly straight, exactly where you're aiming.
Wow.
He said he knew as soon as he kicked it too low, and that always pushes it to the right.
Gotcha.
And I was like, the fact that he knows that is amazing. You know, clearly this guy is a kicker who thinks about what he's doing. But I'm glad he didn't think about measuring out his steps and missing the ball by a quarter of an inch.
You know what? That's actually very interesting. Because one of the things that I've noticed. Sorry to bring up the Eagles here, but when Jake Elliott goes through his funks, I noticed that he doesn't take a full swing. And when he comes out of the funks, he's always driving right through the ball as hard as he can, no matter where he is.
Because he knows exactly where to kick it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's true.
And I think a lot of that, because it's a timing issue, a lot of that also depends on how they feel about the snap. Because you could say it's a perfect snap, but in that split second where the snap comes, the ball's down, and the kicker is, driving his leg through the ball, he's got, that's like a pitcher and a batter in baseball. He's got a millisecond to decide, was that a good snap?
Right.
So he's throwing his foot where he thinks it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So I think it's all the coordination.
And that's why they mark where they're going to put it, because that's exactly where he's aiming for, that mark. If he goes behind it, guess what? He's going to get underneath it. If it goes forward, it could go a little too straight and
get blocked.
You know?
Okay.
It's really much harder than you think. And I used to hold for point after attempts at high school. Yeah. And having a good snap is everything.
Yeah,
because once you get it there, it's just muscle memory, putting it down and getting it there. It's like that. So I think the kicker has everything to worry about when it comes to that. But they're just kicking to a spot. If you don't put it in that spot, they're probably going to miss.
How many times would you say you had a kick blocked on your watch?
Never. 0.
For real? You never had one blocked?
Never. Not once.
So you could have maybe gone Division I holder.
No. No, but if I was a snapper, I think you can get far in the NFL being a long snapper now.
All right. Sure, we're getting people that are dropping their comments in the chat. We want to get them in here. Ideally, says Mr. Tommy, you want the Steelers to succeed, as it gives Tomlin a good way to exit. I don't know. I'm not sure. I totally understand that. Maybe expand upon that for us.
I think maybe what he's thinking is, like, maybe they win one playoff game, lose the second one close, and then decides, okay, it's time to step down.
Okay, yeah, that could be. But that could be.
The only good way is if they win the Super Bowl and he decides that's enough. I'm good. Like that's time to walk away.
I would if I was him.
Cam Hayward, Alex Highsmith, says Mike Lawrence, and Nick Herbig. Or Nate Herbig, or whoever the hell he is. Nick, right. Had monster games. They held Henry to about 25 yards in the second half. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. I mean, a caller had mentioned on the radio a couple days ago, Derrick Henry can actually get over 100 yards and the Steelers can win. And my thought there was, he's got a point there, but it's like, when is he going to get that bulk of the 100 yards? If he gets the bulk of the 100 yards in the beginning of the game and then they shut him down, there's a much better chance. If he gets the bulk of that 100 yards in the end of the game, that means they're running the ball to tire them out and they probably have a lead. And it ended up being the other way around.
It is just better not to give up 100 yards.
Well, absolutely. Actually, Mark, so what you're saying is
giving up 100 yards to running back, not good in football.
But then by extension, then it's actually better to give up 54 yards than 55.
That is correct.
Fine. Whatever your mindless nutball of a brain thinks.
Mindless nutball.
That
was right on, though. He nailed it. He nailed the line.
That took some effort, though.
I did think this, though. I did think this, guys. If we would have said before the game that Derrick Henry is going to rush for 125 yards and Lamar's going to throw 3 touchdown passes
and almost 300
yards.
No, he didn't get almost 300.
You'd say they're definitely going to lose. Pretty much.
You're right. That's the way I would think about that with those statistics.
I said that yesterday. I looked at Lamar's passer rating was like 120. Like who has a passer rating of 120 and loses a game? I mean, usually if
Lamar,
the passer rating is that, yeah, right, of course,
right,
of course,
that's the guy.
So
him and Dak Prescott,
the two best worst players
Very
ever.
true.
Hey, I want to talk about this thing that Pat says here.
What's Pat saying? Something about Drexel? How does that fit in?
No, kickers. He says kickers. ? Can the name of the game change the name of the game to murder ball? Tear down the goalposts, no punting. Now, that's a little extreme, but there were a lot of former players today just absolutely berating the kicker situation.
Were they?
Yeah.
Who was doing this?
I forget. There was a guy on ESPN who's notorious for hating kickers.
Oh, really?
And he says, see, this is why. You had a guy make a fantastic catch to win the game, and all that kicker's got to do is go out there and knock it right between the goalposts. Super easy thing to do. And he says the guy couldn't do it. There should be no kickers. Kickers are not football players, is exactly what he said.
Oh, man.
And in some ways he's true, because kickers never get hit. They don't really have to wear pads. All they have to do is just kick the damn ball. They don't have to do anything but kick the ball. They never really touch it with anything but their foot 4 times a game if they're lucky.
Well, but it really is, though. I think
it's part of the game.
It's a third of the game.
It is definitely part of the game.
Yeah.
But he was just so irate.
I disagree with that completely.
All those players out on the field giving their, beating each other up and smashing each other's heads, and this kicker goes out there and misses the kick.
Of course, in the off chance that a punter or a kicker does get hit, it hurts them a lot more. So, but kicking is part of it's part of the strategy. I mean,
right.
You've got think about the different ways you can score in football. You can score on defense. You get 6 points. You get 1 point. You can choose for a 2 point. You can get a safety for 2 points. Then there's a 3 point score. So there's ways that you can score 1, 2, 3, and 6 points. And you can't get that's some bullshit.
My problem with that argument is the guy is basically saying that Likely's catch should have won them the game.
Right.
However, the Steelers kicker missed an extra point himself.
Well, he was going off about Boswell.
So
too.
If he had made that, then Likely's catch could only have potentially tied the game.
Right.
So, I mean, what are you going to do?
It's all situational.
Yeah.
I think kickers are definitely not football players, but they are part of the game.
Chris Chada, I love this quote, Chris. Thanks for being back. We really appreciate it. Bill Parcells said about his kicker who wasn't feeling well, he doesn't have to play. He's got a kick. So I think that's probably that's a common thread through the NFL is that the kickers. I mean, if I was going to be an NFL player, I would choose kicker because they get paid well. The other thing about kickers, though,
I would not choose kicker.
But wait,
the whole world hates you if you make a mistake.
That's true.
Backup quarterback.
But you make
quarterback.
Well, that's true.
Third string quarterback.
Give me $70 million and a half a football.
Yeah, at best.
Yeah, maybe you have to trot out there once or twice a year.
At best, Mr. Tommy,
take some knees.
Blaming a game's win or loss on one play is the dumbest shit. This would only make sense if football was a game with one play per team. And
that is true.
That is true.
We definitely give too much credence over one play versus the other, but that's the way it is in this league. I mean, look at those 2 catches by Zay Flowers. If he doesn't catch that, he has 2 catches for like 40 yards.
Yep.
And that's it.
And the Steelers win. The Steelers win by a lot more.
Yeah.
So
I was actually thinking during the game, he is garbage. And then he had a great game.
Yeah. Then he had one of the best games.
Right.
Yeah. One more for Mr. Tommy. The Ravens lost because of missed field goal cost 3 points, 4 punts cost 12 to 32 points, 1 turnover. I mean, that's I get what you're saying. Look, it's a whole game. And there were missed opportunities on both sides of the ball the whole game. The first half, the Steelers at the end of the half, instead of taking 3 points, at that point it was what are they doing? Leaving 3 points on the board.
Yep.
And that should have been 100% guaranteed, no matter, even if the ball did go right, because they would have been kicking it so close.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a team effort. There's situations on both sides of the ball that had they gone the other way, either team could have won. The point is, it came down to the wire. The Steelers defense did not step up when it was supposed to, they were left with a. Well, they did at periods during the game, but not the last drive,
not the last 3 drives.
The last drive, yeah, right.
And that's what they do every game.
And we broke that down last night. But the point is, it came down to what, as a fan, what every fan wants. It's like bottom of the ninth.
It was a great game. 2
outs,
just what Tomlin wanted.
Exactly. And I was texting you guys that during the game. He's got him right where he wants him.
Yeah.
Right where he wants him.
He did. When he knew what he was doing when he lost the Cleveland game. He made this relevant, and now we have something to talk about for another week.
Yeah,
thank you, Coach T.
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Does anyone want to know how their preseason predictions turned out?
Yes, I absolutely want to know. I know I got it right, the number, but I know that I didn't get a lot of games right.
Correct. So, just to keep it simple here,
I was on a roll at the beginning, and then I fell apart.
Mark and Steve nailed it on the head, predicting that the Steelers would go 10-7. Chris wasn't too far off either. Predicted that the Steelers would go 11-6.
Yeah, 11.
I guess he was feeling some Rodgers love in the early going.
He sure was.
But here's the secondary part. How many games did we actually get right versus wrong?
Yeah. I started off hot, then I just fell out.
The Grand Schwabini led the way, going 12-5 on the year.
12-5, nice.
And Hockey Jesus was almost there, 11-6 on the year.
Oh, not bad.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where Chris kind of enters a different stratosphere. He predicted the Steelers to go 11-6. They were one off. They went 10-7.
Right.
But as far as the actual games were concerned, he went 8-9.
Oof. You could toss a coin and do better.
Yeah, you could toss a coin and do better.
They're always coming after me. they do it while I'm like working up stuff for the show too, so I can't respond.
I'm glad you did that because I thought I didn't do as well as you said, so I was happy to hear that.
Anthony says it's so crazy to look back on this season, and you can argue this should have been a 12-5 team or a 6-11 team.
Oh yeah, I mean, Anthony's right on.
Right.
I mean, that's exactly what this team is.
You know what's interesting, and I don't want to work up the stats now, but I guarantee you that you could probably, what are there, 32 teams in the NFL? I bet you 18 or 19 of them easily you could do the same thing because a lot of games come down to one score. And you could flip that script. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what, not that, well, maybe it would. You go to an extreme. See what the Jets record would have been if in one score games that they would have flipped. I mean, I don't care.
You can't go back and do that because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Because I would go back to the Seattle game and I would not put Caleb Johnson in there.
There you go.
Who was a scratch, by the way, in this game.
Bye-bye, Caleb.
I mean,
another wasted draft pick.
A guy that they drafted so high, and he's not even dressed for the most important game of the year.
But here's
how terrible is their draft?
Here's the thing. Let's save that for the draft.
I'm sorry,
because we got
to. When I heard he wasn't even dressed, I was like, holy shit.
Well, you know what? I actually, I'm going to stick with that for a second. There was a comment made by, I want to say Al Michaels last night, where he said at a kickoff, you might remember this.
He wasn't announcing the game.
Or not, it was Sunday, it was Monday Night Football. What was it?
It was Collinsworth last night.
Yeah, it was Collinsworth and Tariq.
And Tarico. Yeah. My apologies. Yeah, where either Tarico, I'm pretty sure it was Tarico, there was Baltimore was kicking the ball off, and they had Warren and Gainwell back to return it, and he said, Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell, the two Steeler running backs on the roster tonight, are back to return.
Oh,
it did click in my head, like, what the hell happens if one of them gets hurt? you know, like that's how little they thought of Caleb Johnson. Like we don't even want you on the roster.
I know,
but I think it's because they of some secondary stuff and also Connor Hayward as a fullback looks to be working. They've added a fullback.
Remember I said that the other week? I said, why don't they have Cam Hayward at fullback?
You did.
Connor,
Connor,
but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Same guy.
Well, they kind of threw Cam in there.
Cam was a fullback.
He was in there. He's playing some offense now, too.
The true brotherly shove.
Yeah. Okay, some comments from everybody. Listen, guys, first of all, if you're watching us on YouTube, thanks a lot. If you found us there and you haven't already done it, click that subscribe button right now.
We need your clicks.
Click the notifications. You'll know when we're live, which is every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And after every Steelers game, and at the Sports Podcast on YouTube. If you're on X, hit that follow button. We really appreciate it. I do drop this as a podcast right after the show. We're putting reels out there on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. So we're so happy you're here and you're helping us grow this. We're just having a great time, and thank God there's more Steeler football. I want to get some comments in here. Anthony, if you haven't already, bud, hit that subscribe button. It's so crazy to look back on this season. You can, I just read that. Never mind. Never mind.
He did say that the Seattle game still haunts him, though.
Yeah. Pat off track. Anybody think Schwabini could play in the 6th floor flag football secondary?
Believe it or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he's fast. He's faster than you think.
He was a lot skinnier back then.
Back in the day.
Believe it or not, Pat, I need to know this from you. There was a late night fire alarm that went off, and there was
You were in Myers.
There was a game. No, I was in Towers.
Oh, Towers. Oh, okay.
Towers and Calhoun were right next to each other at Drexel, and so there was a alarm that went off, and we were playing like some football at like 2 a.m. and I actually was dominating at the safety position. I really was. I really was.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if Pat might have been there.
The Darryl Stingley of his day.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Tommy average average points for 23.4 versus average points against.
I've got some things I got as far as Houston and Steelers when it comes down the team stats.
Yeah, let's preview Houston.
And I think this is great to get in here. Oh, this is a great find of a podcast, my type of vibe. You got yourself a subscriber, gentlemen.
Welcome
Anthony.
to the Porch.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you so much.
Get that applause button.
I'll believe it, Mark, is what Pat Off Track says. So yeah, let's move on here. First of all, I feel like since we're going into the playoffs and since this whole Aaron Rodgers thing from day one has completely been different, I think, than most of us thought. I mean, as far as play goes, I don't think so. There's been some ups and downs. We expected that because of his age and all of that stuff. But I think as far as his attention to the media and the fans and his responses to questions and the way he's handled himself, a professional. How can you say anything but?
Oh, he's been a joy, actually.
Yeah.
He has been good.
And think about all the shit that we went through for all that time. He's in the woods deciding what's his fucking problem.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
I think he's doing
going to go on the McAfee show and he's going to throw people under the bus.
Didn't do that at all.
But
none of that.
But I also think he knew he needed to clean his act up.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, he's reaching the end.
Right.
People always remember who you are at the end more than they do where you're that asshole in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this. He's still not afraid to yell at coaches.
Oh, yeah. He was yelling at Arthur Smith.
Right.
He was definitely not happy with some of the stuff going on.
But I think the way that he does it is not in a disrespectful way.
Right.
I think there's it's all about his frustration for the play as opposed to the kind of player that wants to get the ball, and is in it for himself. His frustration is, we got to get better at this. What is this going on? But
he's checking out of some of those run plays. I think that's hurting Steelers a little bit. They do need to get a little bit more running in. And he just feels comfortable, throwing the ball, and he did well. But there's going to come a time when he's not going to do well, and he's going to throw an interception.
We've seen that,
and that's going to cost him a playoff game potential.
So that being said,
you got to have the right mix, and he did last night.
That's right. And that being said, I mean, I want to stay on the positive side of things for this. And one of our fans shot a comment up. I didn't put it up, or if I did, it was just for a second. Do you think Rodgers is going to be back next year? Not going to talk about that right now. Pump the brakes.
Do you think he's going to be back next year?
I'm not going to talk about that right now. Pump the brakes. I just don't think it's a subject. And I know that all over the media, that, speculation, people want to consume that, but it's a waste of time right now to talk about whether or not Aaron Rodgers is coming back for a couple reasons. First of all, we got a playoff game coming up that we desperately want to win as fans and as a team, I'm sure.
To win a damn
absolutely.
Playoff game.
You know, and second of all, at the end of the year, he's a free agent anyway. And if he decides he wants to play again, maybe it will be the Steelers, maybe it won't, but I'm sure we'll have some opinions about it then. So for right now, I just want the guy to come in and play well next week and get us a playoff win so we can start dreaming about a Super Bowl. I mean, I'll take dreaming about a Super Bowl.
You can dream now.
Absolutely. I guess you can.
We're in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
You might as well dream now.
You know, like Rooney says, if you get in, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
We're not even a wild card. You know?
Right.
We got a home playoff.
Although, you know what, though? I sort of feel like when you do win your division, I kind of feel like if you're a 3 or a 4, you're a wild card team.
Well, yeah, clearly. I mean,
You know
look at
what I
our
mean?
record compared to Houston. And Houston's won, what, 8 in a row, 7 in a row?
9.
Yeah.
Have they?
Yeah.
They've won 9 games in a row?
9 in a row.
They're on fire.
Yep. Yeah. Chris Chata, what happened with the communication issues and burning those TOs rapid fire? They never explained. I'll tell you what, here's when it'll be supposedly explained at Tomlin's press conference tomorrow.
Yeah.
On his Tuesday at noon, get on the fan, listen to the press conference. I guarantee you they'll be asking
do it on the
questions.
app too. You can catch it on the Steelers app.
Yeah. That's so I have no idea. But look, a win's a win. We're going into the playoffs. I do want to give Tomlin, I got to give him props right now for bringing him back and keeping him in that game. Here's a little history for you. Mike Tomlin has just tied Chuck Noll with 193 regular season wins.
Don't even go there.
I don't care about that question. Is this his best coaching job? We don't have to talk about that.
I got a Tomlin answer for the communications.
All right,
tomorrow.
Go for it.
He's going to say, well, we did have some communication issues. There was a problem with the headsets. But, you know, we like to take that head on. We like to run to the communication, not away from the communication.
Which is
do you think he'll be talking about his aunt being an uncle again? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No.
Somebody was asking him a what if question.
Yeah.
And his response was, I have it right here. You know how it is. If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle. That's exactly what he said.
He said that?
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's what he said.
That's crazy.
He said it. He said it with a straight face. And he was like, "Next question."
Right.
Oh my, that's I can't believe you guys didn't hear that.
I missed that.
Okay.
All over the internet.
So we got a big weekend coming up here. We got this big weekend of football, the wild card games and everything, and then the very last game is the Steelers game.
Monday night.
I like those odds.
Well, you know who you're going to play if you win.
Yeah, I like that. So
well, the best part about it will be that you'll be one of 5 remaining teams or something
in the AFC. Yeah.
In the AFC,
yeah,
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
you'll be in the final 5.
Absolutely,
people will be knocked out
at that point,
and you'll still be alive.
So what we do is we do our porch picks every year, and we're going to do them now. And I'm actually saving the Texans Steelers game for last.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
So porch picks. What do we do every week? We pick a Thursday game or a Saturday game, Sunday game, and Sunday night game. This past week's been a really tight year. This past week, Mark and Chris picked the Niners. Steve picked the Seahawks.
You're welcome.
Mark and Steve picked the Panthers. Chris picked the Bucks.
I don't think I won. No.
Mark picked the Ravens. Steve and Chris picked the Steelers. Chris and Steve were 2-1. Mark was 0-3.
Oh, 0-3.
At the end of the year.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. You picked this. You picked the.
I picked the Panthers over the Bucks.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you did.
You picked You picked the Niners. Yeah, you picked the Niners.
Yeah, I was 0-3.
Wow, you were 0-3 last week. Wow.
So at the end of the regular season, HJ pulls out a victory at 29-27.
Wow.
And the TD and the Grand Schwabini are tied at 27-29.
Well, are we just doing the regular season?
No, we're adding it in. we're adding it in. So this week, we're going to do all of the playoff games, starting with the Rams at the Panthers. Who'da thunk?
By the way, just in case anybody is interested,
Yep.
There have been a total of 4 playoff games with a team that won the division with a losing record. And those teams with losing records are 3-1.
Nice. Yeah. All right. That's interesting.
They're always the underdog.
So Saturday, 4:30 p.m., Rams at the Panthers. Comment your pick down below in the chat.
Well, I guess I get to go first.
And, well.
You're the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, because you pulled out the victory, and I go second. So
well, thank you for that tidbit on Carolina, but it doesn't affect my pick. I'm going with the Rams. And I believe I've taken the Rams to go far in the playoffs if I remember my original picks.
I have all that information.
I have it here too.
Okay, so
Rams. I'm going with the Rams.
All right. I am going to go with 3-1.
Yeah, here it is.
I'm going with the Rams too. Here it is, he says.
I had the Rams versus the Vikings, by the way.
No, you didn't. Ram. Okay, yeah.
I wrote it down. See, right here.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, come on, let's go. We got people with their picks coming in here. Rams at Panthers.
MVP Stafford, right on, Michael Lawrence.
Huh. Panthers.
There you go. The Grand Schwab Beanie says the Panthers.
I got a 75% shot.
Yeah, you do. According to previous.
3-1.
All right, Anthony says Rams by 17. Nakua drops 135, and Parkinson gives you a touchdown. Mike Lawrence says Rams with on the MVP Stafford. Okay, next up, the Packers at the Bears. Didn't we just see a game like this? The
Seems
Packers at the Bears. Saturday at 8 p.m. Packers at the Bears. Comment your pick below.
Oh boy, I don't like this game at all because I think the Bears are going to win, but I'm going to just go with my gut and just say Green Bay.
Okay, I think the Bears are going to win, but I'm going to go with my gut and say Green Bay.
Yep. Okay. My gut says Green Bay. My head says Bears.
Okay.
Going with my gut.
I'm going with the Bears on this one. Caleb Williams, 4,000. Did he get 4,000 yards passing?
He did not.
No, but I mean, come on. He pass yards in franchise history.
Most pass yards in franchise history did not make it to 4,000. That will be for next year.
I'm going with the Bears.
I'm thinking, just the way the Bears played yesterday, getting down 16-0 in the fourth quarter to the Lions.
They are resilient.
They are resilient, but at the same time, they also they kind of epitomize a team that's never been there before.
Right.
And so I'm going to say that Mr. Love, who has been there before, is going to have one of his good games. He's going to be hitting receivers all over the place. Jacobs is going to run the ball, and the defense is going to show up even without Micah. I say Packers.
Okay. The Grand Schwabini says the Packers. Mike Lawrence, Bears by 3. Anthony, Bears, this would be unreal if Green Bay was healthy on defense.
Yeah, that's true. They're not.
I get what you're saying. This is Pat off track, of course. Josh Allen, MVP, Oscar-nominated bride, pregnant with twins. Great. Thanks, Pat off track.
Haley Steinfeld. In case anybody was wondering.
All right, next up, I hate this graphic I found, but it's the only one I could find. Bills at the Jaguars. Pat off track, this would be a good time to say something on track.
Bills at the Jags. Boy, the Jags had a hell of a year this year.
Bills at the Jaguars. Your pick in the comments. That's Sunday at 1 p.m.
Bills are at the Jaguars.
Well, I have the Bills winning the Super Bowl this year, so I got to stick with my Bills.
All right.
Okay,
Go Buffalo.
HJ is going with the Bills.
Pat says he's going to the game, so we expect live, up-to-date texts.
Nice. That would be awesome. All right.
I hear Jacksonville's just like a hole.
Yeah. That's why he's going. You could probably get tickets for like $25.
What kind of hole?
Shithole.
Yeah. The stadium? The stadium?
No, just Jackson.
Just Jacksonville as a whole. It's just a dirty, grimy kind of. It's not a classy place.
It's not a classy Florida place.
Right. Like the ones that
like the one where Pat lives.
It's where the riffraff hang out in Florida.
Bills at Jaguars. Bills at Jaguars.
Now that you just trashed the whole town. Who you going with?
Yep, I'm going with the Jaguars.
I'm going with the Jaguars as well. I still wonder how Josh Allen plays as well as he does with nobody to throw the ball to. I mean, when your best receiver is like Shakir and he's like your slot guy. I think the Jags just are bringing it this year, and they will win the game.
There you go.
There you go.
I think Jags could be in the Super Bowl.
They could. I mean,
Anthony.
it wouldn't surprise me this year.
Anthony, give me the Jags. Cone has that team rolling, and Lawrence proved why you don't give up on your young QB at the end, has resurrected as well. Jacksonville is crappy, says Mike Lawrence. He takes the Bills. The Bills. All right, this is a big one. This is a big one for the Grand Schwabini. The 49ers are coming back into town. They're going to see the Eagles.
The 40 Winers.
The 40 Winers at the Eagles. Comment your pick below. This is Sunday at 4:30 p.m. HJ.
Well, I've taken 2 away teams. I guess I should take a home team here. Let's go with the EAGLES Eagles.
Well, I like the little added excitement to it.
Well, that's why I'm here.
I got to tell you,
I'm here to excite you.
You have the Eagles winning the Super Bowl.
I got to tell you, I know. I got to tell you, I got to take the Eagles. I'm concerned, but I got to take the Eagles for this.
Why are you concerned?
Because I mean, it's a football game.
They just couldn't score points.
So you mean it's one of those things where one team's going to win, one team's going to lose?
Yeah.
So you're concerned about one team losing.
Somebody could get hurt. Somebody could not get hurt. All right. Branch Robini, we know you're going with the Eagles.
Yeah, I have to go with the Eagles. Otherwise, why live out the rest of the week?
Yeah. Well, you could.
You know what I mean?
Look, we're having a support group on Monday night for Steve's pending divorce.
Yeah. Right.
So you could come out and we could talk you out of self-harm.
Yeah.
Talk you out of if the Eagles.
I might need that.
Yeah.
I might need that.
Okay. So yeah,
we'll be there for each other.
We'll have pizza and latkes. How about that? Pizza.
Ooh,
and
I like
latkes.
latkes.
There you go. Little sideways jab there. All right, Chargers at Patriots. Let's see. We got some comments in here. Hurt steps up. Eagles win, says Mike Lawrence. Anthony says the Niners. CMC gets 41 touches. Laugh my ass off. Chargers at the Patriots. What say you, HJ? That is Sunday at 8 p.m. Excuse me. Chargers at the Pats.
Yeah, I think the Patriots are for real. I'm finally on the Drake May bandwagon. Count me a Patriots fan.
But then if that is true, then we leave this game again saying Herbert is just a fraud.
He might be.
He might be.
I don't want to go down that road.
He might be a fraud.
He could be.
He might be.
He's a fraud.
I mean, they blew that big lead last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you come back from that.
We had like 3 or 4 interceptions and won that game last year, right?
Yeah.
Does he do it again?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no Ty Law out there.
All right. So you said Patriots. I have the Chargers going to the Super Bowl. And I regret that pick now because I too have been. I watched a bunch of Pats games this year, and you guys know I would text you randomly during those games. Drake May's the real deal. He knows how to play quarterback. And Mike Vrabel has very quickly turned that culture around. And he's got a playbook to work with from the Belichick years and the Brady years. I would love to pick the Patriots, but I'm not going to. I'm going to say the Chargers are going to go in because they have a guy named Jim Harbaugh.
The other Harbaugh.
Who is going to will them somehow to a victory. So I'm taking the Chargers.
I'll tell you what, this one's like a toss up.
Yeah, it is.
Because this is kind of like,
flip a coin for you?
Yeah, flip a coin. No. This is kind of like, is Herbert going to finally step up and say, I'm a real quarterback?
Tails.
Or is Drake May going to, find himself wallowed up in a cocoon because it's the playoffs and he's never been there and he, gets too hyped up and makes overthrows and throws interceptions, You know,
it could happen.
It could happen.
They could
it's
both.
Kind of like what you were saying. It's like, you know, I'm concerned because one team could win and the other could lose.
Ooh, that's a big concern you have.
So
Mark.
that's really kind of sticking in my craw.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
All right.
Let's say they win.
All of that sticking in your craw, just so I can write down Patriots. Fantastic.
The crawl.
All right, let's move on. We got the big one. This is the one we all want to talk about now. And before we do that, I want to thank you for being here if you're watching us on YouTube, and remind you, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. We're building this channel one subscriber, one fan, one friend at a time. We're trying to get to 500 as quick as we can. Pay attention because we drop lots of shorts right after the show. We have a lot of fun with those. Click notifications every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. After every Steelers game, we do a post game. And not to forget that Hockey Jesus down here is on after every single Penguins game. We might have a problem with that coming forward. Are you going to be able to?
I don't get nearly as animated with those as I do with that playoff game.
Yeah. Well, you just have to put a sticky note up that says "close the door." Okay.
Can we just move on?
Yes, we can just move on. All right, last game. This is it. Steelers hosting the Houston Texans. This is it, man.
Maybe before we make our predictions here, Steve can give us some of that inside information.
Well, we're going to get to that right after the pick.
We can't do it before the pick?
No, we can't.
Okay.
We can't make the choice based on better information.
That's
right.
correct.
This is
only you have that information.
If you wanted it, you should have asked for it.
Right.
I have to say this out loud because I'm shocked by this. I actually have in the divisional round Texans versus Pittsburgh. I called this game at the beginning of the season.
Very interesting.
Right there. But I had Texans winning the division. So I didn't have it quite right, but I had this matchup. And I had Pittsburgh winning. So guess what? I'm going with the Burgers.
All right. You mean the Steelers?
Pittsburghers.
The Yins guys.
All right. Texans at Steelers. This is your chance. Put your prediction in the chat. Oh, I forgot this. Drake May folds. Chargers win, says Mike Lawrence. I love this. This is hilarious. Pat's another handsome white guy at QB for New England. The world is healing. LA Chargers just can't protect Herbert.
Anthony ain't wrong about that. He's spot on.
Yeah, he is pretty handsome.
Welcome to the Porch, Anthony. You're going to do well here.
Yeah. All right. Texans at Steelers. You know what's interesting is I'm going to say the Steelers are going to win. To me, there's a lot of forces at play here. You've got the playoff. You've got the playoff drought, but they're playing on a Monday night. There is the Aaron Rodgers experiment. Look, it's been a few years since we've had a guy like Aaron Rodgers mentally as quarterback back there. He's turned into a leader. I'm giving this game to the Steelers. I have no idea what the score is going to be. It was the over under was 40 against the Ravens, and they scored what was the total was 51 or something like that, or
it was
whatever it was. It was over.
Mucho over.
This game could come down to being a very low scoring game, but a lot of people say that because of the defenses. But I always find that this game could be a 45-42 game because both of these teams just open it up.
So evenly matched.
Yeah. So I'm going with the Steelers. Grant Schwabini?
I guess I'll be the dud and say that the Texans are going to win the game.
Oh, everybody.
I mean, I get it.
I mean, I'm just going with this.
Go with history. When was last time the Steelers won a playoff?
Well, I'm just going with this. I know that the Texans are the number one defense in the league. And I've watched some of their games, and they're pretty damn good at defense. And I also feel that the Steelers are not very good at defense, at least late in games. So I just feel like the defense advantage is with the Texans, and I sort of feel like the Steelers' offense is very choppy, whereas the Texans' offense isn't anything special, but it's probably more consistent. So I'm gonna go Texans, but hopefully I'll be wrong, and we'll be talking about a second round playoff game.
That would be nice. All right, Grant Swabini with the Texans. Anthony says, I'll be the homer. JPJ welcomes Collins to Acrisure and continues to prove he's a CB1. Watt finally has his playoff moment, and DK has a revenge game, 24-22. Good guys. Mike Lawrence, Steelers by 9. Boz kicks 3.
There are going to be a lot of field goals.
Benton continues his hot streak, and our Hydra, Herbig, Highsmith, our Hydra, Herbig, Highsmith, and Hayward lockdown Marks and Stroud. I mean, look, those aren't unreasonable expectations. They really aren't, and they could certainly happen. I don't disagree with that at all. Pat says, I love this, Pat, and good luck to you. I'm paying for my Buffalo Jacksonville trip betting with you guys.
Oh boy.
Absolutely.
I hope you have some savings.
Absolutely. Listen, man, I just want to remind you guys that next Monday night after the game, we will have post-game reaction. Actually, we're going to have a pre-game show.
Well, the counselor said we should come down to the stadium with him before he goes in and do it down there with him.
Do the pre-game show?
That was what he was suggesting.
Okay,
I don't know if we should announce that here now.
Yeah, we'll have a discussion about
that. We need to discuss.
That creates a lot of work for me.
There's a lot of work for me too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Getting in your car and finding a parking spot.
Finding a parking spot on Monday is going to be difficult.
Klein, when you're the talent that everybody requires. I mean, I'd probably have to prepare for an on-site game.
He's got a big head now because of that. He's got a big head because of that reel.
I get it.
You're welcome, Schwaber. I picked that reel on purpose.
I know. You got to go where the talent is.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's completely false. It was totally random. Anyway.
Do you want to know what I found by digging into this?
Yes. What did you find?
Are you interested?
I am.
Technical director. Here's what I found. You're right. The offenses are almost evenly matched. Houston had 364 completions on the year. The Steelers had 365 completions on the year. Their pass yards, Houston had slightly more, a couple hundred, 3,900 to 3,600. And the thing that really stands out is rush yards. They both had the first and second lowest of all the playoff teams that are left. They had the lowest rush yards of any team. Steelers the lowest at 1,700 yards, and Houston with 1,800 yards. So they're not going to run the ball very much, is what they're saying.
Who is the starting running back for Houston?
It's Woody Marks, but he's been injured. They had Chubb in there. They're running that other guy now. I can't even remember his name, but he's their third back because they think Woody Marks is their guy.
They really don't have anybody.
They really don't. They didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher, but they had like 3 guys rush for like 500, 700, 600, So all 3 guys are the same guy. So you're not going to really do anything there. Nobody really fumbles the ball, and rush touchdown Steelers outrush the Steelers outrush Houston in touchdowns 16-9. Here's the thing that's really interesting on defense. On defense, the Steelers actually have more sacks than Houston. 48 sacks for the Steelers, 47 sacks for Houston. Now, most of those come from their 2 ends, Anderson, and I forget that other guy's name. But most of them come from those 2 guys, and they're beasts. They can't be stopped.
Right. Anderson, and is that the team that has Danielle Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter. That's the other guy's name. That's correct. So those guys are going to be a problem. 100%. That's going to be a problem. The thing that in the pass yards, Houston's one of the best. Only 3,400 pass yards given up. The Steelers gave up 1,000 more, 4,400. So the pass game could be someplace where the Steelers can be exploited.
They got Stingley, who's like shut down, right?
And the thing is, Stingley's definitely going to be on DK. He's going to be shut down. Don't expect DK to have a big game. If he does, we probably win. They love to kick field goals. They kick the most amount of field goals in the league, 48 on 52 attempts. And the Steelers only attempted 32 field goals on 27. So they lean into the fact that they want to kick field goals, which is bizarro. But they do, and they kicked the most amount of 40-yard field goals. 18 of their field goals were 40 yards, and 39 of them were up to 40 yards. So most of them are between 0 and they didn't attempt the 60-yarder. So this guy Fairbairn only can kick up to 50. And the 50-yarder, he kicked 9 out of 13. So they do kick field goals, and they love it. They say, yeah, we only kick field goals. If it's 4th and whatever, 1 yard, they're going to kick the field goal. They're not going to go for it. They're going to take the points. So that could be good or that could be bad. Now, here's the thing that really got my attention. The amount of scrimmage plays that the Houston defense saw was the 4th lowest in the league. They only saw 1,000 scrimmage plays, while the Steelers defense was the 2nd highest with almost 1,150 scrimmage plays. So they've had to endure so much more on the defensive side, the Steelers have, and yet they're pretty similar. Now Houston has a definite advantage when it comes to completion percentage, 59% to 65%. So here's what it comes down to, the way I see it. If you can keep Houston's defense on the field, I think they can be broken. And if you can score touchdowns instead of field goals, that's the way the Steelers are going to win this game. If they get into a field goal battle, or if they even if Houston controls the ball and has time of possession, way above the Steelers are going to be screwed. They're going to probably actually lose pretty big if Houston gets into the end zone. But if they kick field goals, Steelers could stay in it and maybe slug out a lucky win. It's going to be a very interesting game, because these two games, according to the statistics, the way it looks, they're pretty evenly matched. But there are ways where either the Steelers or Houston could win, and I think the Steelers win by time of possession, keeping Houston's defense on the field. I think that will make their ends tired, and they won't be able to get to Rodgers.
Okay, so all of that basically is a roundabout way of saying they need to control time of possession and score touchdowns.
That's it. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and so a big part of it will be, if the Steelers lose, we're going to say they didn't run the ball enough.
Yeah, or they didn't get enough. They didn't make enough third down plays.
Right.
Like 3rd and 6. They were like 2 for 12 on third down.
Right.
Plays.
We're going to be like, why are they throwing bombs on 4th and 1?
And even if the defense holds Houston to field goals, they don't care. They'll play the field goal game all game long.
Although I think that's more of a positive sign for the Steelers, because
it can be.
The Steelers benefit when teams don't put them away.
Yes.
The Steelers are pretty good at hanging around,
especially at a home game too.
Right. So I think that there's less of a chance that Houston will blow them out. So I think that's good for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Anthony says his personal 3 keys to victory: establish the run, don't allow Houston's DBs to sit back, get off the field on 3rd down on defense, and contain Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz is their 2nd best receiver.
Yeah.
Behind Nico
Well,
Collins.
and that's been a weakness.
Yeah.
That's been a weakness for that defense in the past.
He's a really good receiver.
Lately, we haven't seen a lot of tight ends, them work a lot of tight ends. Except, likely at Baltimore. But
they put Peyton Wilson on the back. That he's been really good at containing that tight end. Yeah. So, well, maybe he'll be on the field a little bit more. It'll be interesting. It'll be a very interesting game.
It's a chess match.
All right, guys, listen, I want to let everybody know and remind everybody that they need to tune in. If they haven't already, hit the subscribe button on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. Click the bell or the notifications button. When we go live before and after the game on Monday night, you will know, and you'll be able to tune in and air your opinion with us. We want to thank everybody who's subscribed over the last month or so. Our views, our subscriptions, our comments, everything is up literally thousands of %. And we're just having a lot of fun doing this. So we thank you for being here. Generally, this guy below me, Hockey Jesus, he is on the podcast after every single Penguins game, serving up a sermon about what he has seen with the Pens lately. Yesterday was a marathon for him because he had to do a Hockey Jesus on the podcast and on YouTube Live. So if you're a big Pens fan, you can get on after the game and comment there and have a little fun with him. Do you want to do a Hockey Jesus tonight, or do you want to you want to just prep what's coming up this week game wise, and then we can move on to what we're watching and let everybody get back to their normal lives.
Well, last week we were talking about Chinnikov, right? And Mark was pretty like, hey, he could be a flyer. He could be a guy that, is going to be a guy who can score you goals. And I think Mark was more right than I was. Huh? I think, he's got some hockey IQ over there. He's been watching some hockey, and I think you're right. And we were talking about, him playing on the second line. He's fit in really well on the third line right now with Kindle, and sometimes they play with McGroarty. Sometimes they're playing with Koivunen. So that's a good find for the Penguins to be able to bring people in and out of that third line to make it a little bit, faster, a little bit better. Kindle is the straw that stirs that drink, because he's just got such sweet passes.
Anthony.
He sees the ice really well. And I think that's the one thing I want to highlight. Also, if you didn't see the game on Sunday, they came back from a 4-1 deficit to win that game 5-4 in overtime. Yeah. It was a remarkable way they came back too, because they played like shit for about 20 minutes between the second and the third periods. And I'm sorry, between the first and the second period. And it just looked like they were just going to absolutely get pummeled, and they just chipped at it. They got the, pull the goalie goal to tie it up. And, Sid got a really sweet pass from Carlson and buried it in overtime. I didn't know this, but I should have known this. He has 50 points in overtime. That's the most in the NHL history.
Really?
Yeah. Surprising. But, I thought that was an interesting stat that I was made aware of after the game. This week, the Pens play at home, 2 games. Thursday, they play the Devils, and Saturday they play Calgary, and then Sunday they move over and play Boston in a 5:00 game, which is weird.
Calgary?
Yeah, that's how they say it in Canada.
Canada. Calgary?
Calgary, yeah.
Here's Pat off track. HJ, thoughts on the Olympics?
Well,
I don't really want to go there.
Well, we'll just say my Olympics thoughts are it's going to be cold.
Most of the time, yeah, I'm sure.
Is the arena going to be ready?
We'll know next week.
How funny would that be?
No, actually, I don't think they're going to know until the week before the Olympics. When they start, the 7th or something like that.
February 7th.
I don't know. I don't know when they start, but they're not going to know. And the rink is 3 feet shorter.
That's Hockey Jesus right down here. He preaches on the podcast and on YouTube Live at the Sports Porch Podcast after every single Penguins game. And then he actually carries that into the NHL playoffs. Building a following there. Make sure you follow him, and subscribe on Spotify as well. You can listen to it in the car. What are we watching? This is the part of the show where we like to give back to you. Grant Schwabini, take it away.
Yes, you have been faithful to us, loyal to us, and we must reward you for your kindness and your caring. And the way we do that is we know that sometimes sports aren't on, right? There's no NBA team in Pittsburgh, right? So you got to watch something else during those times. And you got a lot of choices. You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got Peacock, you got Paramount Plus, you got AMC. You've got everything. Prime. I could go on for days, but I won't. Because what I do instead is I have organized a mafia of 3. And the 3 of us, we watch shows, and we do it not for us, not for our loved ones. We do it for you.
For you.
For you.
We will give you a thumbs up. And if we do, that means watch it. It's a lock. It's good. And everybody's going to praise you. If we give you 2 thumbs down, that means forget it. Don't even consider it, or you will be lambasted with disrespect from those who care about you. Or you could get a 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down, and that kind of means like, hey, it's up to you. You know, you make the call. You know, we're not going out there putting ourselves on the line here. It's your deal. And that's what we're watching is all about. Take it from here, Senor Klein.
Alrighty, let's go here. We'll do me first. Your TD is watching something called The Last Frontier.
Is this
on Apple TV?
Is this not a documentary?
It is not a documentary.
That's exciting.
Whoa,
Tell me about
movie?
it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it stars Johnny Knoxville, who I love, and basically
Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville from Jackass.
Yeah, from Jackass.
So he can do some serious stuff.
He does some great acting. Yeah.
How you gonna break out that caramel apple there?
Yeah, I just want everybody to know. Well, you know what? I'll show. I'll do it after that.
Yeah.
All right. So The Last Frontier, not Johnny Knoxville. This guy, I can't remember his name. Basically, a government plane carrying government, felons and really bad prisoners crashes in Alaska.
Go rogue.
Yeah, crashes in Alaska, and he's a U.S. Marshal based in Fairbanks. There's a lot of backstory with him, but he's tasked with hunting down these convicts one at a time. But there's a little bit of a twist. There was a very, very high level CIA connection on this plane. When it went down.
Plot twist.
And did he survive or did he not survive? So now you got the CIA involved in Alaska. And what's interesting to me, here's the thing that I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up.
Get out.
Up until the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Or well, no, I don't want to say that.
Is it 1 season?
It's so far. Up until the last 3 episodes, I was on the fence. There were times where it was really good and compelling, and there were times where I was kind of like,
we've seen this movie before.
Right. Mm-hmm. But once you get to a certain point, there is a big twist that you say to yourself, why didn't I see this coming? It's not a complete surprise.
Okay.
It's not a complete surprise.
But they got it past you, though. They got it past the goalie.
They got it past the goalie.
Yeah.
And then the next 3 episodes, or the last few episodes, are all about, now it shifts gears and it actually gets better, which is interesting. So The Last Frontier, I would say I definitely give a 2 thumbs up. Apple TV, is that all the way?
Wasn't there a movie called Con Air?
Con Air, yeah.
With the same kind
snakes on a plane. Yeah. I was thinking about that.
No,
get those motherfucking snakes on my motherfucking plane.
No, it doesn't take. No. It doesn't. It's not on the plane. The plane crashes in the beginning.
I know. So. We're just talking about random.
I got to get Wild Herb Ways or Wild Herb Ways. Wonder what that means.
We know what that means.
Exactly.
We've had some Wild Herb Ways.
All over it. Hey, listen, Wild Herb, we want you to subscribe. Please click that subscribe button on YouTube. One more little Steeler thing. Nanogate Steeler facts. 4th quarter wind speed 4.5 miles per hour northwest. Tyler Loop, Chris Boswell both had 4th quarter 8-degree trajectory anomalies. The NFL was using a nanoparticle bladder ball to fix Vegas. Wow.
We love a good conspiracy theory.
That was some high level vocabulary.
That's Pat off track all the way. Pat, that's right up Pat's alley.
Herbal ways to us.
Thanks for subscribing at the Sports Porch Podcast on YouTube. Met Johnny Knoxville and Tara Reid in a Fort Lauderdale bar. Of course he did. He's met everybody, dropping names like Jim Kelly in Super Bowls.
That sounds awesome.
I imagine what their reaction was when Pat went off track with them.
They didn't even notice.
They were probably like security.
They weren't paying attention from ground zero.
Security.
Like, that guy, was that bald guy actually talking to him?
Yeah. All right. The Grand Schwab Beanie watched a movie. This is, go for it, Grand Schwab Beanie.
The Housemaid, starring Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney. And I have to tell you guys, this movie was great. It was really good. It was very suspenseful. Basically, you got a scenario. Amanda Seyfried is married to this guy, and they are super wealthy. And, there's a question, is Amanda Seyfried just a total crazy nut? Or is there something else going on? Is somebody else within, all the characters in the show, is somebody else quite sinister? And, she brings Sydney Sweeney in to take this job. and the job turns out to be quite crazy. And in a way, she can't get out of it because she is on parole and needs to maintain a job. And I'll tell you what, it was really good. I mean, it kind of reminded me a little bit of like Fatal Attraction.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
but between women,
it was good. It was good. Well, and there was a guy in it. To be honest, I don't know what his name was, but I kind of get a feeling like the guy who starred in this movie is going to become a superstar. Like, he reminded me a lot of like Bradley Cooper.
Well, he's in a movie with Amanda Seyfried and
Sydney Sweeney. I mean, come on.
So he's kind of making it right now.
Yeah, I'll say.
Before our eyes.
Pat off track, Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney.
Right.
I'd pay to watch them fold clothing. Of course you would.
You get a little more than that.
Of course you would. All right, HJ here. This is the bane of my existence here when he does stuff like this.
That's okay. You don't listen to me anyway.
That's all right. He is watching.
Caught it on Disney Plus, huh?
Uh-huh. Taylor Swift, The End of an Era. Now, this was been coming for a long time. You guys had to know that I was going to watch this.
Sure.
Of course.
Sure.
Of course.
No surprise, right?
Yeah.
On Disney Plus, 6 episodes. So I waited because I wanted to watch it with my daughter. She was home for, the holidays. So we watched the first 4 episodes together, and then we didn't get a chance to watch the final 2. So I had to watch the final 2 to give this my analysis of End of an Era. And I have to say, this was absolutely incredible. I have been to 3 Taylor Swift concerts, okay, personally.
You're a Swiftie.
So I love her music. I've adopted her from the very beginning. I think her songwriting is fantastic. But the thing that I learned about this was she has become such a mega superstar. You forget that she's just a woman. She's just a girl, really, when it comes down to it. And the reality is...
people are people?
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl, right. Very good, Chris. But her talent is just launched her into superstardom. Yes. And whether you like her music or not, there are billions of people who do and have paid billions of dollars to see her in this concert. The concert lasted over 600 days. I mean, to put on a 3+ hour concert for over 600 days by itself is a pretty big feat. The fact that she put it all together, she had her whole family involved with it. The behind the scenes were incredible. I was very surprised that she gave the access that she did to the people doing the filming. You got to see a little bit of Travis Kelce in there for you football fans who are not Taylor Swift fans. So you did get to see their relationship and how much they really actually do mean to each other. I've been pretty harsh about their relationship because of End of an Era. I'm changing my tune. I think at least now that Travis is still employed, I still think they have a chance.
It's going the distance, buddy.
I think they have a chance. But
they are engaged.
They are engaged. They got engaged in that garden room.
The one thing that was absolutely amazing to me. Now she would do these mashups where she would throw songs together. Mm-hmm. She just would pick them out of the air and just put them together. And on the last leg of the tour, you guys will not know this, but she threw together Long Live, New Year's Day, and The Manuscript into just this unbelievable medley at the end of her show that was just absolutely phenomenal. I don't even know how she does it. Like she worked with Sabrina Carpenter, and
now everybody loves Sabrina Carpenter,
right? So she not only that, but she brings other people along. So I can't give more than 2 thumbs up, but absolutely 2 thumbs up to you to watch this. If you don't like Taylor Swift, you will still learn something about her and her business and how she created the Eras Tour, and at the end how they became a family together. When you go on tour for 600 days together, you're going to end up liking the people you work with. And everybody who worked for her said that she was the best boss that they ever had.
Yeah, and that's what Anthony's saying here. To her credit, she annoyed me in the NFL, but what she does for her crew regarding bonuses and work environment, I respect it. The Red album is a masterpiece.
Oh,
well, here's one for you, Anthony. After the Red album, after Taylor Swift's concert in Pittsburgh, I actually got to meet Taylor Swift backstage with my daughter, with her other two friends, and it was an absolutely amazing experience. It was like hitting the lottery. Her mom would go through the concert and pick out people
who had cat signs.
We had a big cat of her cat Meredith at the time. Now she has 3 or 4 cats. She's a cat lady.
Yeah,
and just so to meet her was incredible. The one thing I did notice with Taylor Swift when I did meet her eyes just absolutely sparkled to a level where you just couldn't even understand.
We were holding it together the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
you
man.
tell me Taylor Swift's eyes sparkled?
Like
I think we've gone too far.
Like diamonds. Like diamonds.
Well, first of all, remember, we've got marital issues here going on.
Right.
And the first pretty girl that you can remember her eyes sparkled.
I'm
it's
not,
over.
I can be honest with you. I'm not attracted to Taylor Swift in any way.
She's not very attractive.
I'm just not attracted. I'm not attracted to her.
No.
But I think what she's done from a business standpoint, what she's done with her music, what she's done for the people around her doing the music, just absolutely incredible. Thank you, Taylor Swift, for being who you are.
You know whose crews really enjoyed spending all that time together? Madonna on the Vogue tour.
You know what? Okay. All right. I was gonna end this. They all
had sex with each other.
I was gonna wow. That's
I don't think that was going on the Taylor
Swift.
No,
definitely not.
She looks like she floats a doll of a human being, and she's been doing this since 15. I'm a Sabrina Carpenter fan, though I'm a Sabrini.
Is that what a Sabrina Carpenter fan is?
Yeah.
Now?
I didn't know. I mean, I'm not that big of a Sabrina Carpenter.
You're either
listen, guys, we got to wrap this up. But you brought up Madonna, and I had forgotten all about this. I got a buddy at work. Won't go into the story. Madonna or Taylor Swift?
In terms of what?
What do you mean?
Just Madonna or Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Madonna.
Okay. That's perfect. I love it. That's exactly where I wanted to go.
Very
good. I'll explain some other day if I remember it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Hey, everybody. This was the Sports Porch Black and Gold edition. Yes, on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I cannot express the gratitude I have that you came here to hang out with us and have a good time. Thanks a lot. And if you haven't already done it, remember, hit the subscribe button at the Sports Porch Podcast. Click notifications. You'll know when we're live every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, after the Steelers game, this Monday is going to be a great Steelers playoff game. Bunch of great shows. And look, if you're on X, hit that follow button. We'll be kicking out our reels, putting this on the podcast right after the show. I'm your TD for the Grand Schwabini. For Hockey Jesus, who will be on the podcast after the hockey, after the Jesus Penguins games or whatever the hell they are. Yeah, Thursday. Anyway, that's it. I'm your TD. I am out. We'll see you Monday. Jablonsk.
After the flock with skates. Please.